You guys already know, I'm Team Sewell. I want what's best for Joe Burrow. We need a fighter. It's that simple. That's why I'm rocking with Team Sewell tonight.
We're not afraid.
To me, it's a no-brainer. I got Chase at 5 just so I can thrive, just so I can stay alive. If it's Panay, no what? It's Chase at 5.
I don't have to speak much. I know, Zim, you got some secret weapons planned. This is mine.
I'm Team Chase. Because I want to put some points on the board. Mr. Tony Pike.
Since the draft last year, since Joe Burrow was the #1 overall pick to the Cincinnati Bengals, I sat on the radio and I said, now what are we going to do to protect him? And I watched. And I saw Joe Burrow carted off. We have this vision that the only way to protect Joe Burrow is with offensive linemen. Are you able to put the future of your franchise day one on a guy that you're saying, I hope he's the guy? It's Jamar Chase, clear. And that was set today when he ran a 4.38.
Willie Anderson.
Everything kind of comes down to protection. The receiver position alone don't make a great team. You know, year 2 is going to be different. You know, coming off a knee injury. About Sewell, I coached the kid. He came in as a freshman, dominated. I think Jeff Hobson said a lot of times, a great running game will help any quarterback. Well, a running game starts with having a dominant 5 guys up front.
John Sheeran, the floor is yours.
I think it's more sustainable and there's more potential of having an elite receiving core and a passable offensive line rather than an elite offensive line and just a passable receiving core.
Represent Team Sewell, Malik.
Keep me like this, actually, guys. I want to see everybody's facial expressions, especially because James called me out on Twitter earlier. I'm going to talk about a fact, right? I want to talk about a fact. And the fact is the organization has failed to, solidify the offensive line since Andrew Whitworth and Kevin Zeitler walked out the door.
My man, James Rapine.
Just making sure Malik's ready for what's about to happen. He's about to lose right now. Here's what I know. Jamar Chase is a better prospect than Penei Sewell.
Alignment in the second round isn't as sure of a thing as we're making it out to be.
That's fear-based right there. I'm afraid the Bengals aren't going to be able to protect Joe Burrow.
Steven, what's up?
My internet's kind of failing me worse than Joe Burrow's O-line.
We lost him. Hold on.
Let me continue, all right? So, people forget, Riley Reef only is under contract for 1 year, so we're going to have a tackle need and a guard need going into next offseason. And then you can address guard next year, assuming we have a high pick again, because I don't know, I don't trust Zach Taylor personally. That might just be me. You have Terrence Marshall, and he has good chemistry with Joe Burrow. He had, as a number 3 receiver, right, in chemistry with Joe Burrow, he had 671 yards and 12 touchdowns. Who can argue he's going to be I almost guarantee you that he will be there in the second round. I can almost guarantee you. If not him, there's a receiver that could be there. All right? There's another receiver that could be there. I see y'all shaking your heads. Think you're slick.
Joe Goodberry has entered the chat.
Surprised you're not wearing any armor, Joe. It's a civil war, man.
You guys are giving me an opportunity to rag on one of the biggest problems this team had the last 2 years, and that's Jim Turner on the offensive line. Willie, you know, and I know you know, and I know anyone else here that knows, he was horrible. He was so bad. And I'm not saying they're automatically just going to be better because Frank Pollock's in there, but they should be a lot better. And even if it's just marginally better, this offensive line as a whole is better. You just add someone that's a top 5 pick, #1 receiver in this class that can do anything and everything. If he catches 65% of those balls for 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, which is not out of the realm of possibility for someone he already knows throwing on the passes, this offense, that is a bigger boost to this offense than anything else, even if you're saying Penei Sewell plays at right guard or right tackle.
We got my man Blake Jewell.
Last season, Joe Burrow was sacked 32 times, which was the 11th most in the league, and he missed 6 games. So I think taking that into account, I think, going into the season, everyone involved in Bengals coverage was kind of like they need to get as much protection as they can. People were talking about getting Joe Tooney, Brandon Sheriff, all these people. And I don't think the Bengals have done enough, honestly. I think Riley Reif was a good signing. I don't think it's enough. And personally, on my board, I like the second and third round receivers more than I like the second round tackles.
My man Iceman.
I mean, you can get Leatherwood, you can get Wyatt Davis, you can get the kid from USC. All these guys are potentially could be there in the second round. That we're all talking, if we get Penei Sewell, we're going to kick him in the guard. Take the best player in the draft, the most athletic one. This is what he did. Jamar Chase, 2019 season against NFL cornerbacks. These guys all got drafted. AJ Terrell, Tavon Diggs, CJ Henderson, Noah, I'm going to mess his name up, so I'm not going to try it. Patrick Surtain II. Now, he had 37 targets, 26 receptions, 13 of them were 15 yards or more for 6 touchdowns when he was 19 in the SEC with Joe freaking Burrow tearing up. And I hate to say it, probably one of the best conferences in college football. And I can't stand the SEC, but they have pro talent there, and they tore it up. You cannot miss on Chase. It's almost, to me, it's almost a no-brainer because, like Tony Pike said before, Penei Sewell, we don't know. I mean, he could. Some people compared him to Anthony Munoz, and then some people have us drafting Slater at 5.
All great points, guys. And I want to say this. Sometimes Bengal fans get caught up in the glamour stuff, and those things win games, but if the blocking is not good, running the football, what I say, if your name got a line on it, O-line, D-line, linebackers, that's what wins this football division. I mean, it just is. Yes, the receivers make plays. Ben had the young rookie last year. They were red hot, but when something went wrong, when the O-line couldn't protect them anymore, they couldn't run the football anymore, and it just went dead. So I'm not saying don't get chased. I'm just saying we got to get to a point where we build up our big guys. Like we got to start out toughing guys and have a great quarterback. Our D-line, O-line got to be out toughing other guys, because if those guys get pumped year in and year out, I mean, Joe it'd be an average Joe. I mean, I'm sorry.
What if I said that Kyle Pitts is wide receiver number 1? You got a 6'5" guy who's 240 pounds, runs a 4.4. When I talked to Willie before, he said if you're picking a wide receiver in the top 5, he's got to be a freak of nature. I think Kyle Pitts fits that bill.
I know for a fact that Kyle Pitts will not be drafted by the Bengals at pick 5. It's going to come down to Chase or Sewell. It's going to come down to them. As it was told to me, they would draft the defensive player. They would trade back and draft the defensive player before they draft Kyle Pitts. I don't know what the reasoning was, what the reasoning is for that, but that's what was told to me.
But now let me ask you this. You have a tweet that's going out here. We got a lot of people watching tonight. There was a tweet that you put out there.
Yeah,
let's talk about a tweet, because we're going to put you on Front Street, because you're going
to Zach Taylor was there today.
Okay.
Is that a smokescreen?
I'm willing to bet you guys, if Kyle Pitts gets drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, I will buy 2 tickets and a jersey of your choice, to any new Bengals jersey of your choice.
Knowing Mike Brown,
no Malik Bomb.
Yeah, Mike Brown won't go to a tight end. I mean, as good as Pitts is, Mike Brown's a former quarterback, and he really believes strongly in quarterbacks and receivers. So he strongly believes that. If you look at his history and what he believes in, that's kind of the reason why in the past they never really looked at the guard position like that, because he thought, look at it, he always paid us tackles. He paid the tackles.
Right.
Because he thought the league was built on having dominant tackles, but even though now the league's kind of changed now, you need really good guards in the middle of the quarterbacks, because guys fall on your damn knee. You know what I mean? But I don't see Mike Brown taking a tight end or passing up Chase.
I was just gonna say one thing people forget. They're always talking about Whitworth and everything, but Whitworth was a guard when they first drafted him. So I mean, they've done it before. That's why. Yeah,
he was never a guard. He was never
a tackle.
He
never played guard.
They had him at guard though. They played him at guard.
They played him at guard.
No.
Willie was there. Yeah, go Willie.
Yes. He wanted him to be a guard coming out of college because they didn't think he was athletic enough. He hated that shit. So he only played guard when 2009 when Collins, a couple guys got hurt, 2009 or 10. He played guard for like a year, half a year. But then he immediately went back upstairs and said, hey, I'm not a guard. He's like a talent.
I guess my point is he did play it one time. Kick him out.
Yeah.
Right. I guess my point was he did play it one time. That's what they could do with Leatherwood. Sorry.
Right, and to me, that's what a lot of people are saying. I think if it were me in the draft, I'd double down at a couple spots. We talked about second round, third round, having these guys just fall down, right? There is no value. Anybody that's sitting here tonight that's saying that Sewell year one going to guard and then future whatever, like that's not a top 5 pick.
I don't even personally. I'm
if I'm drafting a tackle at 5, he better start day one. And he better play, and he better never, and Joe better not get touched. And if
John played left guard for a whole year.
Okay.
Rookie year. With Tony Jones at left tackle, then the next year he moved out.
Okay. But this is the thing. When I come back in the second round, I'm gonna have that same option all over again. So it loses the that's where you lose me at.
That's the beauty, is this draft really does meet the Bengals' needs extremely well. And I want to do both. I want to protect Joe and watch him throw 52 touchdowns, because that's going to be really fun to cover. And I think Chase can help him get there. And I think the offensive line can be good enough to do it if they make the right picks in the mid rounds.
We just need another edge rusher as well, though. Let's not
for sure.
Yeah, we need another edge rusher.
John,
Chase can do that too.
You're sold.
You see him?
Like I said, I want a guy like come in day one and he starts to tackle. If he starts to guard, like Willie said, then so be it. Like you got the guy for the future. I feel really strong about our current line right now with Riley Reef. I feel really strong about Jonah, and I feel like they need to solidify the depth. And then when you start looking into this draft, if you're a Penei Sewell enthusiast, there are a lot of guys in a normal year that I just don't feel like will be there in the second round that will be there. There are a lot of guys that will fall in the third round that will be there that normally aren't. And like James and John were saying, the Bengals in this offseason have left these holes in there for a reason. It's because of the talent pool is so high at certain different things. I really appreciate you all checking this out tonight. Ace, I'll give you a chance.
All I want to say is just thank you guys for tuning in. I was watching. I don't know if everybody saw it, but we had 700 people watching live tonight. It was going crazy tonight. So we truly appreciate that.
Shout out to Cincy Jungle.
Shout out to Cincy Jungle for sure. Please be sure to sub to Zim's channel, Zim Hude. Please be sure to sub to my channel, New Stripe City. This has been the Civil War. We truly enjoyed it. Thanks for all of the panelists coming out. We had Joe Goodberry, we had Willie Anderson,
Legend.
John Sharon, Blake Jewell, James Rapine, Tony Pike, Malik Wright, the Iceman, and they all brought it. So appreciate all of those fellas for coming through. Of course, my man Steven, shout out to him as well. This has been the Civil War, and this is the Orange is the New Black podcast.
Keep on supporting.
And of course, we're going to end this with a yes.
Sirski.
I'm Team Sewell. I want what's best for Joe Burrow. We need a fighter.
I'm Team Chase. Because I want to put some points on the board.